Hey team, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video and welcome back to episode 4 of Singapore Armed Forces Special Forces Selection Uncommon Grit. It ain't heavy, it's my baby. The previous episodes have been absolutely brilliant. The Singapore Armed Forces Administration, as soon as sort of like a candidate, a recruit turns up, is just second to none. They've got everything dialed down so it all runs smoothly, and they're really pushing these guys physically and mentally. So I'm really looking forward to episode 4. So go and check out the Singapore Armed Forces channel. The original video is always in the description, so you can give them a like, share and a follow, and if you could do the same to us, I would hugely appreciate it. And as always, please comment below with what your thoughts are and what you want to see next. I'm always interested to hear what you've got to say, but let's get into it.
Hurry up, hurry up.
It's coming to the end of 2 weeks of rigorous tests for these men who are vying for a spot in the SAF's Elite Special Operations Task Force, or SOTF. However, this is just the first step towards becoming an SOTF trooper. From 120 candidates, the hopefuls are now down to just above 40. Those who didn't make the cut are disappointed, but they've learned valuable lessons on friendship, resilience, and perseverance.
I'm a bit disappointed. Before I even signed on, I already wanted to try and push myself to see how much can I go, how much can I endure. I think I still have much more to improve on, so I'll go back and work on my weaknesses and try again. What's important is we really try our best and there's no regret.
Pretty disappointed, also at the same time motivated to train harder to be able to achieve the expectations. Just looking at my peers beside me, they didn't give up, so I shouldn't.
I learned that being in SF is not an easy thing and you have to be mentally and physically ready for it. I learned the camaraderie that we have between each other among the ranks to work as a team. I will never take it as a chance wasted. I will take it as a process, my experience and a privilege to be here, training with my fellow mates and with the instructors. I will definitely be back stronger. Yeah.
That's such a great point. Yes, you're going to be gutted that you didn't make it, but if you can walk away, even if you have failed, you've been turned away, and you've got no regrets, you know you gave it 100%. You gave it your all, but you just weren't good enough this time, then you can still walk away with your head held high. If they cut you and you go, actually, I could have pushed them more, then yeah, you're going to regret it. But these guys, they've given it their all. They just haven't made the cut. They didn't come well prepared, or they just didn't fit this time round. So they're going to come back. So the mentality these guys have is absolutely brilliant.
As it gets closer to the end of the selection, the tests and evolutions, as they are called, become increasingly physical and mentally demanding.
As you can see, you never want to put your weapon on a dirty ground, so they're putting them on top of their hands. You always, if you stop, I always, if I have your weapon slung, I'll put my weapon on my feet.
The rest times are shorter and far in between. It starts to become a mental game, and it's already taking a toll on the few who are still standing.
I give you 10 seconds. So right, now.
The selection must be tough because our operations are tough. Criteria must be stringent because when these soldiers start the Special Forces qualification course, we expect them to already possess a certain level of competency.
More surprises await these men as they prepare for their next test. But before that, another warm-up session is administered in dark of night, further disrupting the candidate's natural body clock.
Week 2 is a bit of mental game with the candidates. It's usually a culture shock for them. What we're looking out for in the candidates are actually survivability and adaptability.
Move like landing. In your position, get to your sandbags. Suffer in silence. I still don't think it's the best.
This week has been tough for us, and the first 2 days is back-to-back evolution. All of us are having very bad aches and blisters everywhere.
see you had there as a head torch on. Always have a head torch in your kit, and I always used to have batteries taped to the sides. So if the batteries ever went, I had tap batteries to hand to put in them.
One part of me is just like blank and like not thinking anymore, but the other part is also hoping to look forward to the sunrise. I hope that will be the sign that we have finished our evolution.
As part of a mission, an SOTF trooper must be able to carry a range of equipment and walk long distances to his objective, and the next test simulates that with a heavy sandbag.
This evolution is called the Sand Baby. We have
Good
to
name.
carry a sandbag with us and we cannot put it down at all times. It's like a baby to us. We have to walk up the slope and report that we have reached and then come down. Just keep continuing the sequence.
I wonder how long they continue this
Simple
for.
enough, but it's no ordinary task. Walking almost non-stop when you're dog-tired on an incline for several kilometers, that's a whole new level these men need to conquer.
So what you've got with this, you've got, yes, the sandbag is heavy. That is obviously like an obvious issue, but they're also awkward to carry. When your shoulder starts hurting, the sand starts moving, your grip starts going. They're just really awkward to carry when it comes to sandbags. Yeah, you can have it on your shoulder, but they still are quite awkward. So that's one of the main issues they're actually going to have with this. And then once again, as we saw, pre-fatigued, so warm-ups, constantly getting sort of beasted, as we call it. So they're pre-fatigued then, and then once again they've woken them up at God knows what time in the night, so they're sleep deprived for the last 2 weeks. So there's a whole host of sort of issues that they've got to overcome to complete this.
At this moment, I think everyone should aim for the ending point. We don't know how far is it, but we can keep going. As long as we don't drop, we can keep ourselves moving. Try not to think anything negative. However it comes, we just take it.
As night turns to dawn, there is no sign of the test abating.
I can't feel my legs anymore, but the momentum or left, right keeps me going.
That's it in your head, just tell yourself, keep walking.
Family, it keeps me motivated. Yes.
Oh, nice.
As these soldiers cool their bodies, it signals the end of yet another punishing test. However, there's a foreboding sense of relief.
After I completed it, I feel that it's worth it. I will do whatever it takes to finish everything.
I've really come so far. And so far, all the evolutions that I did, I felt it was really very tiring. It'd be very waste if I just let it all go and like just give up at this moment, because it's towards the end already. So I feel I will do my best to persevere on to finish this through.
So another very, very tough test. Once again, Singapore administration on point. Everyone had a head torch on. They all had silooms as well, because obviously they're doing it at night. There could be other people moving through, or it's just obviously they want to see everyone. We don't want anyone getting lost, falling over, getting injured, or anyone bumping into each other. So, you know, safety. There's no point trying to do this tactically. They're on camp. It's not a tactical test. The ice at the end to cool them down. I've never been to Singapore, but far as I'm aware, it's hot and it's also quite humid. So one, you're obviously going to start overheating, and two, you're going to lose a lot of sweat. So they've got that issue. So the ice at the end, you know, just dip your arms in. If you run your sort of wrists under cold water, it's a great way of cooling you down. So if you put your arms in like ice water, it's going to help with a bit of inflammation, but it's also going to cool your body down and stop you from overheating. They all made sure that they had water on them and they were constantly sipping them. So if you're ever doing a task like this, you're going on a course or whatever it is, every time you go and start something new, make sure your water bottle is filled up to the brim. Because the last thing you want to do is go down with some sort of heat injury. But make sure you're taking on food, salts, because obviously you're going to be sweating loads. So they've obviously got that issue as well. So I'm sure they're making sure they're eating very well, because if you lose a lot of salts, you're then going to start cramping up, and you can still go down with heat. You can sort of drink too much water and flush it all out of your system, which then causes another issue. And then, like I said, with the sandbag, they can't pull it down at all. So your shoulders start hurting, your grip starts going. They can just be awkward to carry at times, especially if you start shuffling it around a lot. The sand starts moving. So it's not just the weight, like if you had a Bergen. If you had a Bergen on your shoulders, yeah, both your shoulders are going to hurt, but it's just there. You can just keep walking. With the sandbag, it's just awkward. It's just an awkward thing to carry. It's awkward to lift up. It's awkward to have on your shoulder. And you just got to keep going back and forward. And once again, like, these guys are really good at it. It's like they have the small goals. Like, they don't think about anything else. He's like, I just need to keep walking. Just keep telling myself left, right, left. It's going to end at some point. Don't worry about what's coming after, what's happening next, what's happening tomorrow. Just concentrate on this task. It's going to finish at some point. So now it hurts. Just keep going and just keep telling yourself left, right, left. I think the Singapore Armed Forces are very efficient, they're very professional, and they're very disciplined, but they're also highly motivated from what I've seen. They've all volunteered to be there, but they all seem to dig in really well from what they're showing on here. So yeah, it's really impressed with the Singapore Armed Forces, and I've really enjoyed this series so far, and I hope you have too. So we'll move on to episode 5 after this. So thanks for watching. Cheers.